All right, this is Ubaid on behalf of V Electronics, and in this video, we'll be solving our systems of equation. Okay, so we'll be isolating variable, and we'll substitute values for the variable to figure out the value of the variable itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve the first equation over here. So let's say this is x plus y equals 7. All right, now if you need to solve for x, you'll need to isolate x, which means you'll subtract y on both sides of the equal to sign. This will be 7 minus y. Okay, and your x will be 7 minus y. So your x will be 7 minus whatever the value is for y. So if you want to sub in a value, let's say this is 25. Therefore, your x will be 7 minus 25. Okay, so let's say negative 18 in this case. Okay, and you can double check using your calculator. Okay, so this will be negative 25 plus 7, negative 18. All right, now let's move on to something a bit more complicated. Okay, so let's try 3 variables over here. X plus y minus z equals 0. Now you want to solve for x. Okay, you will need to subtract y on both sides as well as z. Okay, does not look like an x. Let's try that one more time. Okay, or z rather. Okay, so you'll subtract on both sides, which means this will be negative y plus z. Okay, which means y and y will cancel out. Z and z will cancel out. And for your x, you'll be left with negative y plus 2. Okay, z. Okay, so your x will be negative y plus z. So if you need to solve for x, you can try substituting values for both y and z. So let's say your y is 200 and your z is 200. Okay, so your x equals 200 and 200 will cancel out. X equals 0. All right, now if you need to solve for y, again, same story. You'll subtract x and z on both sides, which means you'll have y equals 0 minus x plus z. Okay, which means y will be negative x plus z. Okay, so y will be, let's say, negative x. This is 200 or $350 plus z. Okay, let's say this is $200. All right, so your y will be 350 take away 200, so that's $150. Okay, so this will be $150 or 150, negative 150. All right, now if you want to solve for z, okay, again, same story. So x plus y minus z equals 0. If you want to solve for z, you'll need to isolate z. Okay, which means negative z equals 0 minus x minus y. Okay, notice x and y are positive. Okay, which means negative z equals negative x minus y. And since this is negative 1, there's an invisible 1 over here in front of the variable. Okay, when you bring this negative sign on the other side to solve for z, okay, this will be z equals negative x minus y equals negative 1. All right, so all you're doing is dividing, okay, because this is basically being multiplied over here. All right, so what you're doing over here is negative 1z over negative 1 to cancel it out. This cancels out, okay, and this will become negative 1. So you'll divide negative x minus y or minus x minus y by negative 1, which means your z will be negative x, okay, will become positive. All right, so this will be positive x, and this will become positive as well. So plus y. Okay, you can go ahead and substitute values for both x and y. So your z will be, let's say this x is, okay, let's say x was negative 18, okay, or 0, okay, 0, and y is negative 150. So plus negative 150. Okay, so this will be z equals negative 150. Okay, so negative $150. Okay, so this will be z equals 150 negative. All right, so this is basically how you isolate and solve for variables, okay, for your system of equations. On behalf of B Electronics, this is Upe. Have yourself a great day.